Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Monte Vista High School for today's league contest between the Walnut Creek Crawdads and the Sonoma Stompers. The Crawdads come in playing very, 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 very good baseball of late. I think it's hard to overstate it. They have won 4 straight after a stretch where they won just 2 of 14 games and now take a 1-game lead of second place over the Lincoln Potters, who they defeated last night by a score of 14-6. The Crawdads, like I mentioned, playing good baseball. They've been led by Ryan Ellis and Tyson Corio atop the lineup. They have been tremendous up there in that 1-2 punch. Ryan Ellis had a little bit of a hand injury, but was able to come back last night after a day off and go 4 for 6 with 3 doubles, and it seems like that hand is working fine. The mission for the Crawdads, win out. If the Crawdads win out, they make the playoffs, and that's the goal for these Walnut Creek Crawdads, who sit at 17-15 overall and 24-20 in league play, where their opponents today, the Sonoma Stompers, are 10-22 in conference, and 16-29 in league play. But for Sonoma, it's a little bit difficult right now. They're playing a couple players out of position. They're playing Mikey Bell today at second base. He's primarily been at the hot corner, though he's shown defensive improvement at second base. And they're also starting Hawk Hill at first base. He is normally a relief pitcher, has not had an at-bat this entire summer. He actually had to borrow a glove from Brian Duroff because he didn't have a first baseman's mitt. And so it's not a great Stompers team right now. It's not their complete roster. And the Crawdads will look to take advantage of that lineups and first pitch when we come back here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. One last time from Monte Vista High School in Danville, California. Austin Oda, Alon to say on the broadcast for the Walnut Creek Crawdads and Sonoma Stompers. Welcome into Monte Vista High School. The Crawdads have been on a tear recently. They have won 4 straight, and they sit at 17-15, looking to win out the rest of their season and clinch a spot in the CCL playoffs for the first time in their recent existence in this new iteration of Crawdads baseball. While Sonoma just trying to pick up a late season win, as Alex Carnes is the man on the mound for the Crawdads. Carnes has had a very, very strong summer so far. Carnes, 2 starts, 10 appearances overall, 0-2, but a 2.88 record. That is the lowest of any active player on the Crawdads. He has been terrific, 22 strikeouts in 25 innings. Since moving to the rotation, Carnes has been equally as solid. He has made a pair of starts. In those 2 starts, he has gone 8 1/3 innings with just 1 run allowed and 9 hits. He has been very good, though his strikeout stuff has not necessarily been there. He also came out of the bullpen for a game against Lincoln in that same stretch, but he has been dominant when he's moved to the rotation, and he'll look to continue that today. The Stompers lineup from 1 to 9, Alex Leopard in the leadoff spot, Mikey Bell, the second baseman, bats second, Alex Gavea, the CCL All-Star and shortstop, batting third, Josh Medina, it's cleanup. Colton Lamonto, we'll see him behind the plate for the first time. He's batting 5th. McCoy in the 6th spot he's hitting .310. He's had a very strong start to the summer, has Jake McCoy. Nick Mueller hits 7. Reynolds hits 8th, and Hawk Hill bats 9th. All going against Alex Carnes, the big righty, originally out of Utah Valley University, transferring to the name of the school is blanking me. I know where it is. It's Chandler Gilbert in Arizona, excuse me. And he'll be ready to go against Sonoma. Alex Leopard steps in the lefty batter's box, and we are set to get go. 12:06. Game set to start at noon, excuse me, but like I always say, it wouldn't be CCL baseball if we started on time. Alex Carnes works from the heavy first base side of the mound, and his first pitch is right down the middle for strike 1. First pitch time, 12:06 p.m. Very comfortable 71 degrees here at Monte Vista. Alex Carnes, the big righty. The 0-1 to Alex Leopard is just off the outside and low. The count evens at 1. The leadoff hitter, Alex Leopard, 264 average, 8 runs batted in, yet to clear the fences. Strikes out a lot, 35 of them, but also does walk a lot. The 1-1. Line drive up the middle. Calvillo behind the second base bag. Throws to first low, picked out by Duroff, but not in time. Leopard beats it out. A nice play by Calvillo just to get to the ball, and a smart decision to feed it in the dirt, get the ball there faster to first, but Leopard too quick.
Calvillo showing off the range there. He's just been so solid defensively since he's come to the Crawdads. Just couldn't get enough on the throw there, and really good to see out of Duroff, able to pick that ball cleanly, something he's had a little trouble with.
Here's Mikey Bell, second baseman, takes up high. Bell has been on a tear recently on the summer, hitting .259, a pair of home runs, 23 runs batted in. He went 4 for 4 against the Potters the other day in a big 8-2 upset win with a home run and a pair of runs batted in. Carnes, the 1-0. High pop-up, right side, should be in play. Duroff has room. Right by the dugout, will reach out and make the catch. Nice play by Brian Duroff.
Good range from Duroff there. I think he's gotten a lot better at that as well as the season has gone on. We've seen him make that play a couple of times now over the past week, and there's plenty of foul territory here in Monte Vista, so ample room for Duroff to make that catch.
Here's Alex Gavea, the shortstop, 314 average, a home run, 20 batted in. He's been very good. Still no score early in this game, just underway. First pitch to the righty, the shortstop, Gavea, is right there. Called strike 1. Carnes likes to work quick, and he likes to throw strikes. It's one of his best qualities, and something that all of us up here in the press box love.
It's a great thing to have, a pitcher out there who just wants to pound the zone. Saw that last night from Fanning.
0-1 is flipped foul off past the Crawdads bullpen, 0-2. I unfortunately was unable to see the dominance of Hollis Fanning last night, but I followed along a little bit, and it looked like he was pretty darn good.
He was great. Just gave up one hit. Had a few base runners to deal with at different points of the game, but very good 5 innings of shutout ball.
0-2 is chopped to shortstop. Calvillo has to charge. Will he have a play? He will not. The ball goes off his glove. Gouveia would have beat it out anyway, so a base hit for Alex Gouveia.
Gouveia, great legs there, and for Calvillo, he knew what he had to do. He was going to have to come in, and that was going to have to be a perfect play from him to scoop that off the hop and then make a quick whip over to first. Just sometimes it goes that way, kicks off the heel of your glove, and a couple of infield singles now for the Stompers.
That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Josh Medina. So we saw Sonoma take a big advantage early the last time these two teams played on Wednesday, as the first pitch to Medina is a little low, ball 1.
That was a doozy of a game.
And the Stompers were up 5-0 early. They hit 3 home runs off of Nate Nordell, who had given up just 1 to that point the entire summer. But they're in danger of doing the same thing here to the Crawdads. It's a Stompers team that is light on players, but they'll get it done. The 1-0 is hit high and deep to center. Schmidt has to turn back. At the warning track, looks up. 3-run home run for Josh Medina. A 3-0 lead.
Well, you just mentioned, Austin, that Sonoma, the last time here, they jumped on top early, and they had done it with the long ball. Coming into that game last Wednesday, they had hit 14 home runs, and they hit 3 in that game. We're not expecting to see a lot of home runs out of Sonoma, but they clear the fences here, and it's 3-0, and Carnes is going to just have to forget about it. This Crawdad team knows that they can come back. They did it already against Sonoma the last time they played.
Here's Colton Lamonto, 3-0 lead, 3 hits already surrendered by Carnes, though 2 of them were slow ground balls and the other one was the big fly. Lamonto 275, a home run, 12 batted in. First pitch is called strike 1 on the inside edge. 0-1, so nice job by Carnes to bounce straight back, trust his stuff, and get right back in the zone. Lamonto catching today. We haven't seen him do that so far this summer. The 0-1 is in the dirt in the left-handed batter's box. The count runs even at 1.
And in that game that the Crawdads had to come back and eventually win against Sonoma, it was Coleman Schmidt who got the party started for Walnut Creek with a home run himself.
The 1-1 is hit high but foul. 1-2.
It already looks like someone's going to have to get an extra base hit here. You know, Ryan Ellis can get that job done. He had 3 last night.
1-2 to Lamonto. Carnes looking for his first K of the day from the windup. He delivers. Lamonto takes in the dirt, 2-2.
Looks like that low location's not there yet for Carnes.
Two strikes and 2 balls on Colton Lamonto. Carnes with Tajero setting up on the outside. He fires. Chopper, second base. Corio over to his left, up with it. He throws to first in time to retire Lamonto for the second out of the inning. The Crawdads defense from left to right in the outfield, it's Ryan Brome, Coleman Schmidt, and Casey Cummings. And then on the infield, the corners, Ryan Ellis at third, Brian Duroff at first, with Cameron Calvillo mirroring Tyson Corio, shortstop to second base, and Zach Tajero behind the plate. Alex Carnes, the man on the bump.
Took a while for this infield to finally get solidified. Matt King was over at third for a while. Jude Putz sometimes at short, but really like it defensively now for Walnut Creek.
First pitch to Jake McCoy is a tapper right back up the middle. Carnes snags it and flips underhand first to retire McCoy. So the Crawdads give up 3 runs on 3 hits. The big blast coming from Josh Medina. His 3-run homer gives Sonoma a 3-0 lead. Bottom 1 coming up when we return on the Crawdads streaming network. Bottom of the first inning here in Danville, California. The Crawdads down to a 3-0 early deficit, but the lineup has scored runs in bunches recently, including a 14-run outburst last night, including 8 runs against one of the top pitchers in the CCL, at least until that point. Raised his ERA by about 3 full points, did the Crawdads to the big righty out of Stanford, Nick Dugan. And they'll look to try to do the same against the lefty Jack Kazin on the mound for Sonoma. Kazin this summer has been very solid. He's 2-0 with a 3.92 ERA. Most recently, 4 shutout innings against the Menlo Park Legends. The last time he faced the Crawdads was in a 6-0 loss for Sonoma on July 2nd, where he went an inning and a third, giving up 3 runs. He'll be facing Ryan Ellis to lead off the Crawdads lineup. Ryan Ellis, Tyson Corio, Ryan Brome, Coleman Schmidt, Brian Duroff, Cam Calvillo, with Zach Tajero, Joe Barnhart, and Casey Cummings rounding it out. Here's Jack Kazin, the big lefty. First pitch to Ellis. He squares to bunt, gets it down. It's a good one. Second base side, no play. Ryan Ellis, base hit. A little sneak attack to Mikey Bell, and he placed it perfectly, dragged it just enough to where it was hard enough to get past the pitcher's mound, but soft enough to where Bell, playing back, couldn't make a play on it. And a good start to the game for the Crawdads.
Bell usually not over at second, so a little bit of a, as you said, sneak attack, an ambush there with the bunt. And interesting to see a bunt out of a guy who had 3 doubles last night, but Ellis will get it done.
Here's Tyson Corio, who has been electric recently. Corio hitting .288. First pitch is on the inside corner, called strike 1. Corio, .288, 4 home runs, 25 batted in, but also 6 doubles and a team high 3 triples. He has really turned it on of late. More walks than strikeouts. The 0-1. Check swing, and he goes around and tips it foul by the Crawdads dugout. 0-2.
Almost wonder if that bunt, too, is also a little bit of tactics being employed by the Crawdads because they know there's a pitcher over at first and you have some guys playing out of position, taking advantage there.
0-2 to Tyson Corio, batting from the right side, where we've noticed is probably his weaker side, at least in terms of elevation. The 0-2, he takes ball 1 outside and in the dirt. A nice spot, and it's 1-2.
Talked to manager Brent Cummings yesterday, and we were both talking about, has Corio taken any hacks from the left side in his career against lefties?
As the 1-2, Corio. It's a high fly ball to right field. McCoy, near the right field line, reaches out to make the catch for the first out.
But I think it's something we'd like to see, and I just think Corio is so much more offensively potent from the left side, and he elevates better, seems to get around the ball a lot better, can turn on inside pitches a lot quicker than he can from the right.
I agree. I think he's a much stronger hitter from the left side, and couldn't hurt to try. Here's Ryan Brome, .369 average, a pair of home runs, 36 batted in. First pitch, he squares to bunt as well and takes called strike 1. The bunt attack, the ground attack. What's going on? Who are these Crawdads?
I've not seen this all season. This is a team that relies on putting the ball over the fence and driving it into the gaps.
Interesting. Ellis on first. We'll see if he goes. The 0-1. Brome swings and misses. A good slider. 0-2.
That's the tough thing about missing on a bunt with the first pitch. Puts you in a hole and forced to protect and end up swinging wild at something outside.
Big lefty Ryan Brome against the big lefty Jack Kazin. The 0-2. Ellis runs. Brome hits a pop-up. Left side, foul territory. Kazin going over. Lamonto going over, but it's going to drop. And a ball that looks like it might have landed fair at first. The wind just continued to push it and push it and push it until it landed right next to the Stompers' dugout.
A windy day here in Danville. That's pretty regular, but today a little cooler in the low 70s and a little bit of humidity out there. One of the great things about this weather, though, is the field is going to retain a lot of the moisture as they watered it before the game. Sometimes it's like a desert out there.
0-2 to Ryan Brome, who does not strike out a lot, just 17 times compared to 28 walks this summer. The 0-2. Brome lines this one up the middle and into center field in front of Leopard out there for a base hit. So Brome does what he does best, which is protecting on 0-2, taking the pitch where it's thrown, and dropping it in front of outfielders. The Crawdads right back in business with 2 on for Coleman Schmidt.
He just has the best 2-strike approach on the entire team, and he really has the entire season for the Dads, and he's continued to do it all summer. And it's not just that he protects and fights pitches off, but he's able to find one that he likes and just put enough power and contact on it so he can find some green out there in the outfield. It's just very impressive what Ryan Brome has done.
Here's Coleman Schmidt, who has had a pretty good season in his own right. 320 average, 10 home runs. First pitch, high fly ball to right field. McCoy by the line, but it'll drop in foul territory for strike 1.
Wynn took that one as well.
It is very, very windy here. Schmidt, 320 average, 10 home runs, 37 batted in, tied for second in the CCL in home runs with Joey Kramer, just behind Jared Sundstrom, who hit another one last night to put his summer total to 12. 0-1 to Schmitty.
Schmidt, that 10th home run came against Sonoma.
Started that 5-run comeback. See if he can do it one here. The 0-1. Schmidt takes in the dirt. 1-1. Schmitty has been just tremendous this year for the Crawdads. Started the year exclusively in the leadoff spot, and then over these last couple games or so, he's moved to the 3 and 4 spot, where he's able to do some more damage with guys on base. The 1-1. Schmidt, ground ball to third, could be 2. Medina goes to second for 1. The return throw to first is in time to get Schmidt. A 5-4-3 double play. Schmidt is retired, as are the Crawdads. They get 2 hits, but strand 2 runners, and we'll head top 2. 3-0 the score here on the Crawdads streaming network. Top of the second inning here from Danville, California. Austin Oda, Alon Desai here on the broadcast. The last time we're here at home this season, the Crawdads will have a game on Tuesday against the Healdsburg Coon Packers, a rescheduled game from about a month and a half ago. The Crawdads looking for a big win today to lengthen their lead against second place Lincoln. The Stompers, however, lead 3-0. Nick Mueller to lead off. First pitch to Mueller is right there on the inside edge for strike 1. Nick Mueller this summer, 143 average, 5 batted in, 27 strikeouts and just 42 at bats. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. A good off-speed pitch, darting towards the inside, and it's 0-2.
Looks like he's trying to inch closer to that 30 number.
Carnes looking for strikeout number 1. Tajero sets on the outside. The 0-2 is in the dirt. Ball 1. The 1-2 is just off the outside, 2-2.
Not sure what home plate umpire Justin Emmett didn't like about that pitch.
The 2-2 pitch is chopped to first base. Duroff can't pick it, but keeps it in front, and he'll run it to the bag himself. A very smart decision by Duroff. It's what you have to do at first base, keep the ball in front, and 10 times out of 10, you'll beat the guy over there.
He's been doing that quite a bit lately, having to body block some balls, having to pick some up after some ricochets off of either his leg or his hand or his glove. Been able to beat runners to the bag.
Here's Christian Reynolds, the DH, who the Crawdads have not seen yet this summer. Is coming off a very good game last night against the Novato Knicks, where he went 3 for 3. First pitch to the DH. Reynolds is up high. Ball 1. The 1-0 is checked on, and no, he did not, says Justin Emmett. No, that's first base umpire Matt Bullis, excuse me. 2-0 to Reynolds. Carnes deals, and this time, did he check? Yes, he did, says Matt Bullis, 2-1.
Well, Justin Emmett also said he swung.
2-1 to Christian Reynolds. Big designated hitter. The 2-1 is line drive, but right at Corio. Soft liner that Corio gloves for the second out of the inning.
Well, it's going to be tough for some of these outfielders to gauge what kind of runs they're going to have to take today. That one looked like it was going to end up in the outfield and just kind of got knocked down here by the air out here at the park today, right to Corio.
Here's Hawk Hill, who is getting his first at-bat of the summer. He's primarily a pitcher. First pitch, Hill takes on the outside, called strike 1. Not sure when the last time Hawk Hill saw a live pitch was. It's got to be a little difficult.
Maybe Little League.
The 0-1 is just a little low, ball 1. Hill, big right-handed batter, 5'10", about 220. Out of Chabot. At first base today, the 1-1 is a fastball, line drive, right field, but foul. 1-2.
It looked all right on that swing.
It looks like a pitcher hitting.
A little late.
It looks a little bit like a pitcher in the NL when they used to hit.
Oh, the good old days.
1-2 to Hawk Hill. Carnes deals. Chopper to second base. Corio on 2 hops throws to first, and I mean Hawk Hill put the ball in play, but he is retired for the third out of the inning. We'll head bottom 2, 3-0 when we come back. Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the second inning, the Crawdads will lead it off with Brian Duroff as they trail 3-0. Not the start to the game the Crawdads wanted to have today. Duroff has been very good recently. First pitch to Duroff is a big breaker. Called strike one from Jack Kazin, the lefty. Duroff, .313 average, 3 home runs, 28 RBI, has been very, very good recently, including a 3-for-3 game last night with 3 RBI. He hits this one high and deep to center field. Going back to the center fielder, but he's going to look up. See ya! Brian Duroff do it again. 4 home runs this summer, his second in just 4 days, and he is hot. 3-1.
I was just going to say that the Crawdads don't really want to play with their food today, and Brian Duroff looks like he's taking this very seriously, clearing the fences there. And what has gotten into Duroff?
For the whole first part of the summer, I think that Brian Duroff was just focused so much on hitting the ball into the outfield, getting singles, getting doubles, and he has so much power. He hit 7 home runs this season for Chabot, excuse me.
Chabot?
Man, I'm losing all of the college names today.
That's because all these guys are going to transfer one day.
Here's Cam Calvillo, who takes the first pitch up high. 3-1, a big fly by Brian Duroff to right center. I mean, that's so much strength, being able to hit the ball the other way with this wind pushing it in. The 1-0 to Calvillo is fouled off to the right, 1-1.
Calvillo wanted that one. But about Duroff as well, hitting into the opposite field. And the one that he hit in Healdsburg, the ball was just above the letters, and he went up and just tomahawked it, and somehow it landed on someone's roof.
He is hitting the ball very well right now. 1-1 to Cam Calvillo, who's seeing the ball well as well. He pops it up, back behind the plate, foul. Calvillo, .318 average, 4 runs batted in, couple doubles. He's been a very welcome addition to this Crawdads team.
What a pickup.
1-2. In danger of striking out for the 8th time. Kazin looks in over the glove from the third base side of the rubber and deals. Calvillo fouls it off to the right. It must be nice for these pitchers who work from extreme opposite sides of the rubber. Kazin from the extreme third base side and Carnes from the extreme first base side. They create their own dirt.
You don't have to step on anybody else's workspace, and no one's going to muck things up for you.
The 1-2. Calvillo takes in the dirt, ball 2. 3-1 now the score after Brian Duroff's big fly. The Crawdads inching back a little closer. It all starts with 1.
That's what happened last time against the Stompers. It started with Coleman Schmidt's big home run. The rally got going.
The 2-2. Calvillo hits a high pop-up back behind the plate. Foul again. Calvillo doing a nice job to protect, and the count stays even, all 2s. Brian Duroff, 4 home runs now this summer, 29 batted in. Places him 3rd on the team behind Schmidt and Brome. 2-2, Calvillo hits a high fly ball to right field. McCoy ranges over and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Nice bounce back by Kazin.
Good at-bat there from Calvillo. Just couldn't square it up completely, and still a good, productive at-bat for him in terms of the fundamentals at the plate. He did a very good job of seeing a lot of pitches.
So here's Zach Tajero, who's been very good recently. Tajero averaged up to .262, 16 batted in, had a nice game against Healdsburg the other day where he went 2 for 3. First pitch is up and in. Tajero, 3 for his last 6 with a pair of runs batted in, 2 walks to just a strikeout. The 1-0. Line drive to left field. Coming in, the left fielder, but it's going to be Govea reaching up on a backhand to make the catch, sprinting out from his shortstop position. Nice play for the second out of the inning.
Govea is a stud out there defensively. He had a play last night where he dove down and then flipped it with the bare hand, made a great play on a ball at short and flipped it over to second to start a double play. I mean, he's just excellent, and he's really, I mean, I think you can say it safely. He's been the Stompers' best player on both sides, offensively and defensively this season.
100%. Here's Joe Barnhart, who takes the first pitch up high. Barnhart, 175, a home run, just 2 batted in. He fouls this one back off. His 2 RBI, one came against Lincoln in a 5-8 loss, and the other came against the Calbees on a solo shot. Barnhart got a hit in the game against Solano the other day. 1-1 to the Crawdads hitter. Kazin deals down low. 2-1.
Barnhart, we know how big and strong he is. We see him sometimes in BP, just put on a show. He's one of those guys, similar to Kovaris Tears in a lot of ways. If you can just figure out how to unlock him, he can be so, so good.
3-1, the Crawdads trail here in the bottom of the second. The 2-1 to Barnhart is inside, 3-1. Casey Cummings waits on deck, speaking of guys that have been swinging it recently. 2 outs, 3-1 to Barnhart. Kazin still yet to walk a batter. The 3-1, and Barnhart takes in the dirt and inside, ball 4.
Hey, that's a good at-bat for Barnhart right there. Maybe not seeing a pitch that he really fell in love with to go after and with a lot of authority, draws a walk, and that's one of the things the bottom third of the order has really been doing during this winning streak for the Crawdads. They've been getting on base.
Speaking of guys at the bottom of the order that have been very good recently, Casey Cummings, 6 for his last 9 with 2 doubles and a triple. He has been very, very good. First pitch, Cummings takes just a little low, 1-0.
Casey has wheels too. If he finds a gap, he'll round the bases very, very quickly.
The 1-0. Cummings swings and misses. A good changeup from Kazin over the outside, and the count is 1-1.
Do you think Casey Cummings is the fastest player on this ball club, Austin?
He's up there. I think it's Ryan Ellis. I think Ryan Ellis takes the cake, but Cummings is up there. The 1-1. Cummings swings and misses again. Another changeup, and it's 1-2. Who do you think is the fastest player on the Crawdads?
I also think it's Ellis. I think Cummings can give him a run for his money. I think on a football field it'd be Kovaris Tears.
The 1-2. Cummings, ground ball to third. Medina tries to backhand it, but it's foul. Count stays 1-2.
That was a question that Ralph posed to me yesterday, who I thought the fastest player on the club was, and it's kind of hard to argue with Ryan Ellis.
Yeah, Ellie has wheels.
He does, and he picks them up and puts them down so quickly.
The 1-2 to Cummings, and he stays alive, fouls it off, back to the right.
I told Ralph, though, I said, if you put these guys in pads, it was a different sport, I think Tears would be the fastest. He's built like a running back, and I don't think too many guys on the Crawdads would want to try to stop him and tackle him.
No, definitely not. 1-2 with 2 outs to Casey Cummings with Joe Barnhart on first. Kazin delivers. Cummings takes up high, ball 2. Good work from Cummings. Cummings scored the winning run the last time these two teams played, the start of his hot stretch. Deuces are wild. Kazin fires. Cummings, a flare to right field. Hill going back, and it's going to drop. Casey Cummings, a Texas leaguer. When you're hot, and Casey Cummings is hot right now.
And that's the inexperience over at first there from Hill. I mean, that would have been a tough play for most everyday first baseman. The ball was drifting away from him, kind of hanging up there a little bit, but then dropping pretty quickly. But you figure if that's an everyday first baseman, they're at least in the area there. Maybe able to reach a hand out and maybe make a basket catch.
So Casey Cummings now 7 for his last 10. Do the math, that's 700. Here's Ryan Ellis, who bunted his way to a single the first time. We'll see what he does here. The infield somewhat strangely playing him back even after he showed that ability to bunt. First pitch, Ellis checks his swing, but it's called strike 1 anyway. 0-1.
It would be pretty audacious for Ellis to bunt with 2 away, but he's a player that likes to show off a little bit.
Ellis now hitting .363 with 4 home runs, 24 batted in. The 0-1 is outside. Ellis now, of course, with a team-leading 15 doubles on the summer. He leads the team in doubles as well as steals. He also leads the CCL in doubles and steals. 1-1 to Ellie. Kazin delivers. Ellis takes outside and in the dirt, ball 2.
He might need to swipe a couple of bags if he wants to keep up there in the standings in the stolen base department, because Kenny DeSalle is going to be playing later today.
That's a big game, that Lincoln Solano game that we will keep tabs on. Likely, hopefully, we don't see that game during this game as the 2-1. Ellis swings and misses. Deuce is wild.
Well, what would that make this? About a 7-hour ball game?
Just about.
We're giving you updates on that.
Ellis stepped out of the box and he's messing with his hand, the hand that got hit the other day. He's definitely hurting. He'll step back in the batter's box. He's taking his time. Ellis definitely hurting right now. The 2-2. Ellis, a flare into center field. Leopard comes in and he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Ellis is retired, but Brian Duroff, a solo home run, and the Crawdads inch a little closer. It's 3-1 when we come back. The top of the 3rd here on the Crawdads streaming network. Three to 1 the score. Alex Leopard to lead off, the leadoff hitter for the Stompers as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Leopard 1 for 1 today, also scored a run on the Josh Medina home run. Ryan Ellis still in the game. He's massaging that wrist a little bit. That wrist got hit against Healdsburg the other day and has plagued him since. But he's in the game. He's a big competitor. First pitch to Leopard is up high, ball 1. Still Alex Carnes on the bump. He, aside from that 3-run home run, has been good. And even that 3-run home run was set up by a couple soft ground balls as he fires strike 1.
And just some tough plays for Calvillo to try to make.
3 runs on 3 hits, no errors for the Stompers. A run on 4 hits and no errors for the Dads. The 1-1. Leopard tips it foul off the screen, 1-2. The 1-2. Up high, 2-2. Carnes still yet to strike a batter out, but also yet to walk a batter. The 2-2. Popped up left side. Ellis in foul territory by the Stompers dugout makes the catch for out number 1.
Ryan Ellis did a great job of tracking that because he's got to deal with some tough elements out here this afternoon, and also not just dealing with the wind, but after kind of wringing that hand out and that last at bat, you just wonder if the mind is totally focused and maybe not so much focused on the game, but on the pain. But looked good there.
Here's Mikey Bell. Bell, the second baseman today. The first pitch is swung on and missed, a heavy fastball, 0-1. Bell 0 for 1, popped out to Duroff, excuse me, in his first at bat. There was that frog in my throat that we talked about.
The frog in your boca.
My boca.
Spanish for mouth.
0-1 to Bell. Carnes delivers. Right there on the outside, 0-2. It just feels like I'd lost air there. Like it wasn't even a long sentence, and there was nothing.
The gravity got sucked out of the stadium with the home run from Duroff.
The 0-2. Strike 3 swinging, a good slider, got him to chase. Tajero up with it, throws to first to retire Bell. Officially the first strikeout for Alex Carnes, and there's 2 down in the top of the third.
First up, Alex.
Great to see out of Carnes, finally able to get that first punch out of the way. Doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Not that he was, but pitchers always want to get at least one guy who fans on a pitch.
Here's Alex Gavea, 1 for 1. First pitch, Gavea, ground ball, shortstop, but through into center field. It was hit so hard that even with Calvillo's range, he couldn't get to it, and Gavea on for the second time today. And
Calvillo maybe could have dove there, but he still wouldn't have come up with it. It was hit very, very hard up the middle, and Calvillo, who's got great range, who's already shown it this afternoon, just out of his reach.
Here's Josh Medina, who hit a 3-run tank in his first at-bat. His first home run of the summer gave the Stompers a 3-0 lead early, excuse me. First pitch to Medina, and his second at bat is called strike 1 on the outside. Carnes dots the outside corner.
Like to see him go in and challenge Medina on the inner half of the plate. I think it'd be nice for Carnes to get some of that confidence back.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch. Medina way out in front, 0-2.
Medina is thinking about hitting another home run, it looks like, up there.
Runner on first, 2 outs, 3-1 the score in the top of the third inning. Gavea gets his lead off first. Carnes, a high set. The 0-2, Gavea goes. Hop up, right side, foul territory. Sprinting over Duroff, right by the fence. He lets it drop for a long strike.
He doesn't want to run into the fence. I don't blame him. There's not much give over there, and that would have been amazing if he would have been able to get to the fence before that ball dropped, but Duroff wisely slowing up a bit as it looks like there's a few raindrops falling here right now in Danville. Been getting a little misted.
It's July 31st. Why is there rain? Are we in Eugene? 0-2 to Medina. Carnes kicks and deals. Medina fouls it off. Back to the right, 0-2.
I don't expect rain out here in Danville at the end of July, but just a little bit of clouds up there.
This is my optimal weather. This is perfect for me. A little bit of a breeze, not too hot, not too cold. Could wear a sweatshirt if you wanted to.
Sweatshirt optional.
Pickoff move. Gavea back in safely.
I wonder if Tajero will set up inside again here. That's where he set before that pickoff move.
He sets away. The 0-2, Gavea runs. Pitches up high. It was a pitch out. The throw to second is in time. Nice throw by Tajero. Nice tag by Corio. Just a great all-around play. We'll head bottom 3 after Gavea is thrown out trying to steal. 3-1 the score here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the third inning here from Danville, California. Austin Oda, Alon to say, on the broadcast for one last time here in Danville. I got a little emotional coming up to Monte Vista today.
Yeah, it's a great place for the Crawdads this summer. We've had a lot of fun here. The Crawdads have had some really good wins here, some great walk-offs, and kind of sad to see the old girl go at the end of the summer, but who knows where the Crawdads will play next year.
Hopefully the Crawdads send off the fans that are here with a win. Here's Tyson Corio, who's 0 for 1, hit a flare to right field that was caught by McCoy. 3-1 the score. The Crawdads trail here in the bottom of the third. Jack Kazin still on the mound. First pitch to Corio is on the upper edge of the strike zone for strike one. The 0-1. Corio takes in the dirt, 1-1. 4 hits for both of these teams. The difference is the Stompers was a 3-run home run. The Crawdads was a solo shot. 1-1 to Corio batting from the right side. Kazin fires. Corio swings and misses. Good changeup. That Jack Kazin changeup has been very good, as has the hammer. And it's 1-2.
He's been able to mix it up very nicely so far. And you would think he's going to have to eat up a lot of innings today for the Stompers.
The 1-2. Corio grounds one into the 5-6 hole. Gouveia on a backhand. Long throw to first is just a little late, but almost a phenomenal play by Alex Gouveia. Wow.
Gouveia has been a human highlight reel at shortstop this season defensively for the Stompers, and that would have been a major league play right there had he been able to pull that off.
Alex Gouveia.
He's incredible. The range there, and then the arm, and not just the strength to get it over, throwing against his body, but to be an accurate throw.
He is very, very good. He'll shade towards second base here with Ryan Brome hitting. 1 for 1 is Brome. First pitch in the dirt. Going for second is Corio. The throw is high and in time. Corio slid under the tag, but third base umpire Ron Masso called him out. If he gets tagged on the helmet, his foot is on the base.
Gouveia skied up to get that ball and then reached back with the glove. And if that tag wasn't timed, that was an incredible play. So back-to-back, just great efforts from Alex Gouveia.
1-0 to Brome. High fly ball, deep left field. Going back, Mueller at the track, circles under it and makes the catch. Brome gave it a ride, but just a little short and with the wind pushing in. That's out number 2. Ryan Brome's looking back at that ball like, how did that not get out?
Hey, what did I do to you, ball? What'd I do? But I agree with you there, Austin. If the tag is on the helmet from where that throw was, then Corio's foot's on the bag.
Here's Coleman Schmidt with 2 outs now. The Crawdads have had a single through the left side and a crushed ball to left, and they have 2 outs to show for it. First pitch to Schmitty is down low, 1-0. Schmidt 0 for 1 today, grounded into a double play to end the first inning. The Crawdads not necessarily needing a win today, but a win would go in what would be a large help to their playoff hopes. The 1-0. Schmidt hits a high pop-up to the right side. McCoy, the right fielder, coming in towards the line, and he makes the catch for the third out of the inning. The Crawdads get a hit a ball very hard, but have nothing to show for it. We'll head top 4, Alon to say on play-by-play here on the Crawdads streaming network.
Top of the fourth inning, go on to say, with Austin Oda here, taking you through the middle innings. The Crawdads down by a pair of runs. It's 3-1 Sonoma. Carnes still on the mound for the Crawdads. And it's going to be 4, 5, and 6 for the Stompers. Medina leading off, and the first pitch there from Carnes to Medina to start off the fourth inning is a strike. Count 0-1. Carnes was able to get his first strikeout of the ball game in his last inning of work. The 0-1 pitch, and this is popped up high on the right side of the infield. Giving it a stare is Duroff, and the first baseman will take it himself for out number 1. Corio came over there to give him a little bit of encouragement, I think, as well, a little backup.
You got this.
Hey, buddy.
So you mentioned raindrops earlier. I have about 4 or 5 sitting on my laptop right now. It's weird. It's ominous.
This is worrisome for folks up in the booth because there's some equipment up here.
By some folks in the booth, you mean yourself.
Yeah. Oh, here's Colton Lamonto, who's 0 for 1. First pitch misses. Count 1-0. But now we visibly can see some of these little droplets of rain coming down. There was about a 4% chance of rain today as the 1-0 misses. The count 2-0. That was the forecast last night. Looks like whoever the handicapper is on the weather got that one a little bit wrong. We're getting some rain here. The 2-0 pitch, and this bounces in the dirt. The count 3-0. One away here in the top of the fourth. It's 3-1 Sonoma. The Crawdads would love another victory today to extend their winning streak to 5. 3-0 pitch, and Carnes misses. That's a 4-pitch walk to Colton Lamonto. So he's still 0 for 1, but he's on first now. And here comes Mr. McCoy.
This is weird. Why is it raining?
Not supposed to rain in late July, and it's not supposed to rain during baseball games. We don't like that. Well, hopefully just a few droplets here and there, and nothing that's going to seriously impact the ball game. Pitch to McCoy, a fastball blown right by him. Couldn't catch up to count 0-1.
According to AccuWeather, it is optimal weather for breathing and for driving.
Those are, well, we're doing one of those things right now. The 0-1 pitch. Optimal weather for breathing? Oh, okay, so you're talking about
air quality.
the air quality.
Sure.
Count 0-2 now.
The what is it? AQI?
The AQI, the
18,
air quality
which isn't
index.
bad.
No, that's great.
Optimal, some could say. But now there are drops. There are hard drops.
Tejero setting up outside, the 0-2 pitch, and this misses over the heart of the plate and a bit low. So Tejero wanted it out. Carnes missed his spot, but good thing for Carnes he didn't leave a cookie out there. So the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Lamonto with a small lead off of first, and now he's going to get over to second as a pitch is spiked in the dirt, and it ricochets off of the chest protector of Zach Tejero. So runner in scoring position here.
So that'll erase the double play potential, at least the right way. But it really does feel like that the Crawdads have maybe turned more weird double plays than conventional ones.
Gotten some help, too, from some umpires as well, saying some balls haven't bounced when, from our vantage point, they look like they have, as this is tipped and lands right in between the legs of Tejero. Carnes has a sign. Not really concerned with the runner at second. The pitch, and a good one there. He got him. McCoy down on strikes. That's the second strikeout this afternoon for Alex Carnes.
Just blew the fastball right by him, the high cheese, as they like to say.
He went up the ladder, and McCoy couldn't lay off. Couldn't help himself.
It's a really tough pitch to lay off. It is. I mean, it just looks so fat coming into the zone, and especially from a guy like Carnes that has a little zip on his fastball but doesn't throw overly hard.
Now Mueller at the plate. The first pitch to Mueller misses away. The count 1-0. And when you talk to hitters about that, they all know that they have to lay off that pitch. They can't go after it. But when you're up there, like you said, Austin, it's eye level. You see it right there. I can get a hold of that. Brian Duroff can, though, apparently. The 1-0 pitch, and this misses outside. The count 2-0. That big home run he had in Healdsburg, that was a pitch way up. They're probably still talking about that over in Healdsburg. I know the homeowner is. 2-0 pitch, and missing again is Carnes. So Carnes offline here in his 4th inning of work. He's already walked Lamonto, who's at second after a pitch down in the dirt. But there's 2 down. 3-0 pitch, and Carnes finds his zone there, able to locate a fastball outside on the outer black, and the count 3-1. Oh, you don't think Lamonto is going to be a big threat from second unless a ball finds the gap. Even with the catcher legs, he should be able to score. The 3-1 pitch, and this is popped up high but foul. And out of play, the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Mueller.
Would be a nice bounce back if Carnes was able to go 3-0 all the way to getting the hitter out.
I hate to start out that way, but if you can finish it right, it doesn't matter. The payoff pitch, and this misses away. That's the second walk now that the Stompers have gotten out of Alex Carnes in this inning.
Carnes doesn't often struggle with control, but like you mentioned, 2 walks already this inning, and now a guy that's seeing the ball well in Christian Reynolds.
Reynolds, the designated hitter. He lined out over to Corio in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. Mueller now does have a walk. And manager Brant Cummings calling a team meeting here on the mound. Everybody in on this one except for the outfielders who have to occupy themselves with, I don't know. Looks like there's some meandering out there. Brome wandering over to center field to go maybe say something to Coleman Schmidt, who's on a knee. And out and right, Cummings is just saying, can we get this ball game going again? And manager Brant Cummings gets the information he needed, as well as relaying any directions he had for his pitcher Carnes and his infield defenders here. So he's walking back to the dugout. But there's 2 runners on with 2 down here. It's 3-1 Sonoma. The Crawdads don't want Sonoma's lead to swell any higher than the 2 runs it's already at. Righty against righty. And the pitch to the designated hitter, Reynolds, and he goes right after it. Loud bang there off the cage. The count 0-1.
It would almost be smart to walk Reynolds here and have Hawk Hill come up. Yes, it would be with the bases loaded, but that's a pitcher that's hitting. As long as you trust your stuff to be able to get 3 strikes over the plate.
And I think Carnes can also trust the defense behind them. They've been good. The 0-1 pitch, and this out of play. The count 0-2. But
I mean, why go to Hawk Hill if you can just get this guy right here?
if you can get Reynolds, you might as well get him. But if it does run to a full count situation, I wouldn't leave anything over the plate. Carnes trying to get out of it. The 0-2 pitch. A check swing there. He went. It was down in the dirt. Tag applied by Tajero, and that'll end the top of the 4th. So it is still 3-1 Sonoma. They leave 2 men stranded out there on base at first and second, but the Crawdads and Alex Carnes able to get out of a little bit of a jam there. Bottom of the 4th coming up when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the fourth inning, the Crawdads down by 2. It is 3-1 Stompers here in Danville. Crawdads taking on pretty thin roster that is owned by the Sonoma Stompers right now. They only had about 15 players that could go today. Crawdads have 25. Here's Brian Duroff leading things off. The first pitch to Duroff, and he swings at an off-speed pitch. A good one from the lefty Kazan. The count 0-1.
So we'll see how far Jack Kazan can go, and I'm sure that Sonoma would like him to finish a complete 9 if he continues to pitch this way.
0-1 pitch, kind of a slow delivery there from Kazan, and there's a breaking ball that's foul tipped into the mitt of the catcher, Lamonto. But they would like him to eat up innings. You always want your starter to be able to go as many innings as he can, especially when they're effective. But the 0-2 pitch here. This is lined back up the middle. Takes a hop and a skip into center. And Duroff now 2 for 2. So a good day for Duroff at the plate. A home run. Now a leadoff single in the bottom of the fourth. But, yeah, they'd like Kazan to go, and really it's out of necessity for the Stompers. They don't have too many other people to go to.
They have 2 bullpen pitchers today. That's Hayden Cruz, who has a 23 ERA, as well as – sorry, their other pitcher is Hayden Cruz. Well, he was who I just talked about. I'm all over the place today.
We've seen Cruz. We've seen Cruz this season. They have someone warming up in the pen right now. Here's Calvillo at the plate. This pitch misses high and away. The count 1-0.
Other pitcher is Garrett James.
Don't believe we've seen James.
We saw him way earlier this season. We saw him back in June.
Well, that seems like a long time ago. The 1-0 pitch to Calvillo. That's right down the pipe. The count 1-1.
And neither of those guys, neither Cruz or James, are guys you really want to trust in a game with a combined ERA of just above 15.
That is not a good number, as Calvillo gets this off the end of the bat, and that'll work. That falls fair down the right field line. That's going to be a double for Calvillo, and the Crawdads are going to have 2 runners in scoring position here. Cameron Calvillo has just been lighting things up for the Crawdads ever since he came to Danville.
He can hit. He can play. He's a very, very good player, just scrappy. He's the kind of guy that Manager Brant Cummings just loves to coach because he's going to go out and give it his all every game. And he didn't get much of that ball, but just got it down the right field line and was able to make a double out of it.
And the guys that Manager Cummings has brought in for either a little bit of time or right now towards the end of the season, Valerio, Calvillo, I know Kai Moody was here for a brief period of time. They've all been good players. They've been effective for this team. So here's Zach Tejero, the first pitch to the lefty batting catcher, a strike. Tejero was robbed of a little blooper hit by Alex Gouveia in his first at-bat. A 1 pitch, and checking on it is Tejero, but it misses in the dirt, and third base umpire Ron Masso says no swing. Count even, a ball and a strike. Nobody out here, 3-1 Stompers, but the Crawdads with 2 runners in scoring position. Calvillo at second, Duroff at third. The 1-1 to Tejero, that's a strike. Count 1-2. Lincoln and Solano playing this evening. That is a huge game for the Crawdads as well as for Lincoln. The 1-2 pitch, and Tejero strikes out looking. Able to find the quadrants on the outside portion of home plate there is the lefty Jack Kazan. And Tejero a little bit frustrated there as he has to walk back. He's now 0 for 2.
Unfortunately for Tejero, it was right there, and he got robbed of one in his first at-bat, but not the case that time. A really nice off-speed pitch. Tejero, I think, thought it was going to break a little more than it did, or maybe a little further outside, and took it, assuming it was going to be ball 2, but it was right there.
Tejero trying to be selective, maybe a little too selective, as this pitch misses into Barnhart. Count 1-0, but You really expect Tejero when he's up there to just put the ball in play, and that would have been a prime opportunity with the two runners in scoring position, and really no opportunity for a double play unless he lines one over to the third baseman. The 1-0 pitch here, and Barnhart takes low and in. The count 2-0. Barnhart, a player for the Crawdads that still looking to get going. He's been here for a long time now in Walnut Creek for the Crawdads. But he has all the physical attributes. Just hope that he can get through a ball. A 2-0 pitch, and Barnhart takes high. The count 3-0. Barnhart walked in his first at-bat in the second, and he has a chance to do the same here. Crawdads with a chance to change things in this ball game. They trail by 2. It's 3-1 Sonoma. The 3-0 pitch to Barnhart, and that's just a pitch that was laid right over the plate. And the count 3-1. Taking all the way was Barnhart. On deck is Casey Cummings. Barnhart, the designated hitter this afternoon. Seen Kavara's tears in that spot quite a bit lately. The 3-1 pitch Barnhart takes here. Just about the same location inside, just a little higher, about belt high to Barnhart. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll see if Barnhart gets the bat going and if Kazan is going to give him something to hit. The lefty Kazan sets, and the pitch. Swung on and missed, and Barnhart just fooled there by Jack Kazan, who's been masterful this afternoon.
And in a situation for the Crawdads where you cannot strike out 2 times in a row, you have to put the ball in play with runners on second and third and no outs. The Dads need a run here, and they need Casey Cummings to come through now.
Now Casey Cummings at the plate, and the good thing about Cummings is even with 2 outs, if he puts one on the ground, he's fast enough to maybe beat something out over at first. The infield playing back. Runners have their leads, and Cummings goes after a pitch high above the zone and fouls it back. The count 0-1. Cummings 1 for 1 today. Had a single in the second. As that ball at the backstop is cleaned up.
I'd almost consider bunting with Casey here with how far back the corners are playing and with how inexperienced Hawk Hill is over at first.
This pitch misses away. Count 1-1, and that might be running through the head of Cummings as well as the coaches for the Crawdads. You see Medina playing way back there. Hill is even further back towards the outfield grass on the first base side. A lot of room up the middle. The 1-1 pitch to Cummings, and this nearly gets by the catcher, Lamonto, but he's able to block it. That way the Crawdads don't get a freebie. They count 2-1.
But with how good Casey Cummings has been recently, maybe you do want him swinging the bat in this situation.
Well, he's been able to find some success, and as you said, batting .700. 2-1 pitch, and this hits Cummings, and the Crawdads get a hit, but not the kind they wanted. So Cummings now at first, and the bases are loaded.
Now we'll see what Ryan Ellis has. We'll see how that hand is treating him.
Ellis 1 for 2. He led off the bottom of the first with a bunt single. It was a perfect bunt. Now the infield you'd think is going to come in, and that's what it looks like they're doing. So at the corners, they're going to be playing closer. Ellis, if he pulls something hard over to Hill's side at first, the first baseman, curious to see the reaction out of Hill. Pitch to Ellis, takes outside, the count 1-0, and the Crawdads don't have a problem scoring a run on a walk either.
No, I think Ellis is going to be taking until Jack Kazan throws a strike here.
Well, the bases loaded, 3-1 Stompers, but the Crawdads threatening here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 away. This pitch, Ellis makes a bid at it, but not able to square it up to count 1-1. Made a little bit of contact. If he lines that up, that's probably heading to the opposite field. Kazan has to be careful with Ellis, though, because Ellis can turn on the ball mighty quick. Runners have their leads. The 1-1 pitch. Ellis showed bunt, pulled it back. And that pitch missed low. So Ellis putting that in the mind now of these fielders.
And they're not even giving him the respect in case he were to bunt. Hill and Medina both still playing back. It could be still a good idea for Ryan Ellis to show bunt.
We'll see if he does here. Already has a bunt single today. The 2-1 pitch to Ellis, not showing bunt, takes a breaking ball all the way for a strike. The count 2-2. These are the opportunities that the Crawdads have been cashing in on during this 4-game winning streak. And Ellis needs to come through once again for this team. 2-2 pitch. Kazin trying to get out of a bases-loaded situation here in the bottom of the 4th. The 2-2 pitch to Ellis, and he hits this to the opposite field, but it's straight to the left fielder, Mueller, who was playing in, and that's out number 3. Looked for a moment that ball might start slicing, but it just died out there. And the Crawdads leave the bases loaded. It is 3-1 still. Sonoma on top. Top of the 5th inning, 3-1 is the score. Sonoma in the lead. Here's Hawk Hill in the batter's box. And the pitch from Carnes is hit on the ground over to third. Ellis has it. Throws across the baseball diamond for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th. Hill now 0 for 2, but he's put some decent swings on the ball.
I thought that ball had a chance to get through for a second. Hawk Hill isn't bad at the plate.
He's showing out well, especially for a pitcher who's, I mean, we can say it. He's playing in an emergency role today as a first baseman. So there's 1 down. And here's Leopard. Pitch to the lefty Leopard from the righty Carnes. Misses outside. The count 1-0. So Kazin has been very good so far for the Stompers. Aside from the big home run that Carnes gave up, he's been pretty darn solid as this is swung at and tapped back to the backstop. But the thing that the Crawdads really have been getting has been good pitching performances during this winning streak. Carnes just trying to keep the game where it is right now as he misses low here. The count 2-1, and with Colson Abel pitching last night and the rotation and the bullpen being thin, kind of wonder who the first guy that manager Brant Cummings goes to out of the bullpen today. The 2-1 pitch to Leopard, and thought about swinging, and maybe you should have. That was a strike. The count 2-2, locating perfectly on the outside corner is Carnes.
Well, I see Mr. Elastic Ryan Fleming out in the bullpen with a glove and a ball.
Miss Rubber Arm, he can just go. 2-2 pitch, here it is, and swung on and missed. That's a strikeout for Carnes. Carnes settling in nicely now. Got touched up a bit in the first, but since then, I think he's kind of figured this lineup out for Sonoma.
Yeah, Carnes is aging like fine wine, getting better as the game goes on.
So Carnes trying to get through his 5th inning of work. and misses here. The count 1-0 to Mikey Bell. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Sonoma leading 3-1. The 1-0 pitch, and this misses high. You can hear the pop of the glove, though, today. Carnes sounds like he's got some good velo. Sorry about
this
that.
already
Austin.
the longest outing of Carnes' season, but he's looked good. He's going harder as the game goes along.
2-0 pitch, swung on and missed. The count 2-1. Austin, I was going to say, we don't have our good friend Devin Susky here to relay you the signals, that secret language that you guys developed together.
Devin, if you're listening, I hope you know I miss you. Just because you gave me the finger signs.
The 2-1 pitch, and this is hit right back at Carnes, but he blocks it like a goalie, and now underhand flips to first. And Carnes, that's a tough man play right there, and Carnes is a tough man. That was out number 3. Bottom of the 5th coming up here from Danville, California. It's still 3-1. Stompers in the lead. Bottom of the 5th, 3-1 Stompers. They lead the Crawdads, who right now are in sole possession of second place. Those some implications not just for this game for the Crawdads, but also the game later tonight, Solano and Lincoln. Crawdads hoping that they get a win here, and then Lincoln drops one to Solano.
It will be difficult, however, for Solano to beat Lincoln up in Lincoln.
Pitch here, Corio swings. Waves the wand, cannot connect. Count 0-1. This is going to be a tough challenge for Solano, but they've been game all season.
And it's not the same Lincoln team that has been playing for Lincoln this whole summer.
0-1 pitch here, and Corio takes. That's a strike. Count 0-2. No, that was really evident last night, being up there and just looking at the lineup and the players they had out there, and just not their normal pieces. Roster attrition is definitely a thing here late in the season in the CCL. This pitch misses low and inside, and I think we got to give a lot of credit to manager Brent Cummings for his ability to add quality players this late in the season.
Yeah, he's not just adding guys. He's adding, like you said, quality guys. Cam Calvillo, I mean, maybe the best player he's added all season.
Pitch to Corio, misses in. Count 2-2. Cameron Calvillo, great addition. Andrew McKenna, you can still go back to that one when they were able to get McKenna here, and defensively that changed a lot of things. I think really elevated the entire catcher's room there in terms of what the product on the field they were putting out. Bat finally starting to catch up for McKenna. The 2-2 pitch, and Corio swings and misses. That's a strikeout.
Kazan can definitely pitch. He's got the strikeout stuff working. He has that changeup that just dives away from right-handed hitters. It's a great right-on-left matchup.
And if Kazin is in there the next time Corio's up at bat, I'm almost wondering if Corio says to heck with it. I'm going to go against him lefty. And if he wants to try to drop in a changeup inside on me, I'll make him pay. So here's Ryan Brome. Pitch to Brome. There's a big bender. It slices the heart of the zone. Count 0-1. Brome had a hit in his first at-bat. Pitch to Brome, misses low. Count 1-1. On deck is Coleman Schmidt, who's 0 for 2. Brome so far 1 for 2 today. But Coleman Schmidt, if he gets up with runners on, you know that he can do a lot of damage as this pitch bounces and the count 2-1. Really do like that move of having Schmidt lower in the order. He was the leadoff hitter for the majority of the season for this team. The 2-1 pitch misses way outside. The count 3-1.
And Coleman Schmidt absolutely destroys the Stompers. He is the stomper.
Oh, I like that. He's
Thank
a stomper.
Hasn't done it today.
Not yet. The 3-1 pitch, and Brome hits this hard on the ground, but sharply straight at Govea, the shortstop. Makes a smooth throw over to first to get Brome.
Alex Govea positioned perfectly. If he's at straight up shortstop, it's not a play that he makes. It's straight up the middle. But shaded towards the second base side, is able to get over and throw to first. He has to make a pretty perfect throw over to Hawk Hill at first, but he did so.
Even the one where he was running all the way towards the left field line, deep into the hole, and threw across his body over to first, that was a perfect throw to Hill. Here's Coleman Schmidt, who's 0 for 2. With 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Just over halfway through the ball game. The Crawdads just with a run. Sonoma with 3. The count 1-0 to Schmidt. Crawdads offense has to get going here soon. Schmidt hits this, looking for the right center gap. Ranging back on it is the center fielder, Leopard, and he has it. A nice catch on the run from Leopard for out number 3. So after 5, it is still 3-1 Stompers. Top of the 6th coming up when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Top of the 6th inning, 3-1 the Stompers lead, along to say, with Austin Oda. Karn still on the mound. Govea in the box, going to lead things off here in the top of the 6th. The Crawdads a run on 7 hits. The visiting Stompers 3 runs, 4 hits. This pitch misses low. The count 1-0. Govea has been excellent, as per usual, this afternoon for the Stompers. pitch here. This is hit, but foul. Over near the bullpen where there's some throws going on there for the Stompers. Govea, 2 for 2 today. 1-1 pitch, and he whiffs. Count 1-2. I like when Carnes is able to bust in those secondary pitches like that.
Yeah, his slider's got good movement. His changeup, especially to lefties, is really good.
After Govea, it's Medina and Lamonto. One, two, and this is hit hard on the ground. Over to the shortstop, Calvillo, who bobbles. He'll make a throw over to first, and he just misses out on getting out number 1 there. That looked like the throw was there, but called safe by Matt Bolas. So a runner on first there, and Calvillo, really, that's the first, well, it's one of the few mistakes we've seen him make this season.
Yeah, I looked at his numbers. Somehow he already has 4 errors. That just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, he has 4, and you think about it, it's kind of a head scratch. You go, which errors were those? Govea over at first. Here's Medina. He sees a strike. The count 0-1. Medina, he's the reason that the Stompers have the lead. The 0-1 to Medina, and he hits this to the opposite field over to Casey Cummings, and Cummings leaps up and makes a catch. Cummings misgauged that ball in right field and then had to quickly retreat and then stretch out there with the glove. We've seen Cummings do that a few times in right field.
I was just going to say, Casey Cummings has been having an adventure out in right field. He's following a treasure map out there, trying to find where the X is, and he makes the catch. That's all that really matters. An out is an out.
He does make it exciting, though. You wonder if that's going to get over his head. The quickness paying off for Cummings there. So Govea still off of first. Here's Lamonto. Pickoff moves. Back in safely at first is Govea. 3-1 Stompers. Carnes, besides that home run he gave up to Medina, it's been pretty darn good. Righty against righty. Carnes fires and swung on and missed. Whoa, Herculean effort there on the swing.
Trying to hit that ball about 700 feet.
Yeah, that was a home run derby swing. I mean, maybe even more wild than you would see in the derby. And a pickoff here once again. Keeping close tabs on Govea is Carnes. Being held on by DeRoff over at first. Lamonto 0 for 1, but he did walk in the 4th. That was his last trip to the batter's box. 0-1 pitch and misses high. Forces Tejero to come out of the squat. Count even 1-1. Stands starting to fill up a little bit here at Monte Vista. It's good to see. And, of course, they're all on the Crawdads side of the field. There's a few on the other. Pitch misses low. The count 2-1.
You know that Alex Govea is always a threat to go, though. Tejero did throw him out the last time that the Crawdads were in a similar situation with Govea on first.
Tejero setting up outside. And another throw over to first. Finish that thought, Austin.
But Carnes, of course, looking to keep the ball down and roll the double play. That would be optimal here. Get him out of the inning quickly. The Crawdads likely to face a new pitcher next inning. It looks like Hayden Cruz warming up.
Govea does go, and this is fouled back into the cage. The count 2-2. You called it, Austin. You got the crystal ball there with you.
I try. But it's a good thing, I think, for the Crawdads that ball was fouled because Govea had that base stolen pretty easily.
And with the double play set up here, you wonder how hard the ball is going to have to be hit to one of these infielders if that is what happens to be able to get Govea at second. The 2-2 pitch and not needing it there. That was just a perfect location from Carnes, and he gets Lamonto looking.
5 strikeouts for Alex Carnes. Always good to see from him. He's not necessarily a strikeout pitcher. That 5 now a season high for him. He had 4 a couple times, most recently against Healdsburg, where he came out of the bullpen and dominated. But it's been a very good game for Alex Carnes.
Carnes getting it done this afternoon on the mound. This is hit hard, but foul down the third baseline and eventually over to the bullpen of the Stompers. Setting up outside is Tejero. Running is Govea. Tejero going to try to nab him for a second time. Instead, this throw makes it into center. It's backed up by Coleman Schmidt. Govea gets a little bit back there against Tejero as Tejero just fired wide. That's a steal for Govea. He's now up at second. Count 1-1 to McCoy. McCoy with a different looking batter's helmet today. A smattering of variant helmets as this is hit on the ground over to Calvillo. He makes the play this time on it, but it throws high. Duroff up with it. Did he get back down on the bag? He did. So a high throw from Calvillo, but bailing out his shortstop is the first baseman, Duroff. And that big frame and the good hops there helping Duroff out and the Crawdads as out number 3. It is still 3-1 Sonoma. Bottom of the 6th coming up when we return. Bottom of the 6th inning. It is 3-1 Stompers here in Danville, California. They lead the Crawdads by 2, but there is a new pitcher in the game for the Stompers, and it is Hayden Cruz, the righty from Sacramento City College, Community College. He's 0-1 with a 15.42 ERA. This is his 10th appearance. All previous 9 were out of the bullpen. He's thrown 9 1/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, 9 walks, 18 hits given up. So he'll let some men on base, and he is very vulnerable to giving up a lot of runs. He did see the Crawdads on July 27th, that 9-8 win that the Crawdads had here. The big comeback win they had after being down 5-0 in that ball game. Cruz pitched an inning and a third, gave up a run. It wasn't earned, but he gave up 3 hits, struck out 1, faced 8.
And he hasn't given up an earned run in his last 3 appearances.
But when he has, he's been attacked.
He has been attacked.
Let's put it that way. The offenses have been able to jump all over him.
Nearly 3 base runners an inning.
Oh, here is Brian Duroff. And you say 3 base runners an inning, right around there. I mean, that's the bases loaded every inning on you.
This is loaded every inning.
And that's the best case scenario.
Right.
That means they didn't score. So the count 1-0. Duroff gets into this, hits it high and deep into center field. Running back is Leopard. Back against the wall. He makes the catch right against the batter's eye. It looked like Duroff was going to have another home run. But instead, just a long fly out to center. Oh, to Roth. Put a charge into that. Perhaps just a bit under it. And it could have been 3-2, but it's still 3-1 with one down here in the bottom of the 6th. Duroff now 2 for 3.
Think Duroff's seeing the ball well?
Yeah, you could say that. Oh, here's Calvillo, who hits this hard just like Duroff, and this one's going to leave the park. Oh, no, it's not. It's up against the wall. That looked like it was carrying, and that's just going to be a long single for Calvillo. I thought it was gone. Calvillo was in a home run trot, and he's going to have a single.
And he's going to hear a mouthful from manager Cummings after he gets back.
I should hear a mouthful, too. I thought that ball was
Oh, my
gone.
goodness. I thought that ball was over the scoreboard.
That was a towering shot that just died out there and left. So Calvillo has a single. If he was booking it, he'd for sure have a double. But Calvillo, as well as everybody else here, man, we thought that ball was out. Oh, it is 3-1 still with one down. Calvillo off of first. Calvillo now 2 for 3. And this pitch in there to Tejero, a strike. Count 0-1. Boy, you know, I don't know what happened there with that ball, but it just lost all steam it had. And Tejero hits this high down the right field line. Is that going to drop? It drops fair. It's going to be a single for Tejero. Moving up to third is Calvillo. So a couple of very high drives here from the Crawdads that have stayed in the park. Duroff hits the ball hard that looked like it had a chance to go into center. Then Calvillo's to left. Tejero gets under one, hits it fairly deep to right. And the Crawdads have runners at the corners now.
I mean, they are teeing off against Hayden Cruz right now. 3 extremely hard-hit balls. I'm still kind of in a little bit of a shock on Cam Calvillo's and how that didn't get out.
You and me both, Austin. I thought that was gone. I was cranking up the band, tuning it up. I was ready to go there. I was getting fired up. So here is Barnhart, the first pitch to Barnhart, and maybe a pitch he should have swung at from Cruz. The count 0-1. Runners with some small leads on the corners here. The 0-1 to Barnhart. There's a good slider. And the count 0-2. Barnhart just very passive right now, not pulling the trigger as he steps out to take a practice swing. Might need to get things cranked up here. (0-2) pitch, and Barnhart under it, hits it deep into left center. That's going to be caught by the center fielder, Alex Leopard, who ranges over, but tagging up is Cameron Calvillo. The throw, not nearly in time. And it is now 3-2, Sonoma up by 1. So the Crawdads cutting into the deficit.
Cam Calvillo gets the run he deserved. Finally just 10 hits into the game. The Crawdads have their second run.
Oh, we're going to have to watch the replay on that Calvillo drive because that was high, it was deep, and then just doink. It just puttered out. So with the sac fly from Barnhart, there's now 2 away. It's 3-2 Stompers. Cummings in the box. First pitch to Cummings is a slider that misses just low. And the count 1-0.
That Hayden Cruz slider, I think, is better than his fastball. He's able to spot it for a strike. He can get it over. He can throw it in and out to righties and lefties. The fastball's just been beat by the Crawdads.
1-0 pitch to Cummings. He hits this high and deep to center. Is this one going to leave? A leap at the wall, and the catch is made by Leopard. He just took away a double from Cummings and the tying run from the Crawdads. Well, we've seen Alex Leopard make plays here before against the Dads, and he does once again with that great leaping catch against the batter's eye in center. It is 3-2 Stompers. The Crawdads were able to get a run off of a sac fly from Joe Barnhart. But they're still down by 1. Top of the 7th coming up. When we return, Austin Oda will have the game the rest of the way for you here on the Crawdads Streaming Network.
Still Alex Carnes for the Crawdads, who trail 3-2. They inch a little closer after Joe Barnhart's sack fly. It's been a pitcher's duel, somewhat surprisingly, as Sonoma came in with only 3 pitchers. The Crawdads need a big win today to extend their second-place lead to a game and a half. Carnes will be facing Nick Mueller to lead off the inning. Mueller, the left fielder today. Mueller, Reynolds, and Hill. Mueller 0 for 1 with a walk. First pitch is right on the outside. Called strike 1. Tajero set up there and didn't move his glove at all. That's why he got the call. The advantageous call. Did Alex Carnes. Top of the 7th. Carnes delivers the 0-1. Swing and a miss on a changeup off the outside. Went to the same spot, but instead of the fastball this time, went with the changeup. And he got Mueller to chase. The Crawdads have 2 guys warming up in the bullpen. It's a pair of righties in Ryan Fleming, who has been a bullpen ace recently, as well as Diamond Loosely. The 0-2. Mueller takes in the dirt and down inside 1-2. 3-2, top 7 here from Danville, California. Carnes easily his longest outing of the year as he's working into the 7th for the first time. The 1-2. Slider, foul tipped back through the legs of Tajero. The count continues at 1-2. Carnes had barely worked into the 6th before this game. He had gone just 5 1/3 as his season long, but now here in the 7th. The 1-2, one more time, is strike 3 called on the inner edge. Sit him down, Alex Carnes. Strikeout number 6. And Nick Mueller just got ejected. Mueller was punched out looking, came to argue, and that's huge. Sonoma only has 2 players left on their bench.
You just can't turn around and show up an umpire like that, Austin, and that's a head-shaking decision there.
Here's Christian Reynolds, the DH. First pitch, foul tipped, 0-1.
And that's the first player ejection we've seen here, I believe, for a player that's in the game.
Trey Topping was ejected for Solano about a month ago as the 0-1 is chopped third base side. Slowly, Ellis takes his time, throws to first to retire Reynolds by a step for the second out.
Trey Topping. And then now the Potters have, or excuse me, not the Potters, the Sonoma Stompers have a player ejected. So, and I know it's summer ball. I know that maybe you think the call's bad, but it's just at any level of baseball, you're not going to get away with that.
Especially when your team only has 1 other player left, or 2 other players, one of them being a pitcher. First pitch to Hawk Hill. Swing and a miss, high fastball. Hill Put a good swing on it. 0-1.
That's something he's done a few times today.
He really has not had bad at-bats. Carnes, the 0-1, is off the outside and low, 1-1.
I've been surprised. That's the word for it. It's been surprising to see the quality of ABs that Hill has had. And he's played a pretty good first base as well.
1-1 is in the dirt, ball 2. He hasn't had any really tough opportunities, but it hasn't been bad over there for Hawk Hill at first base.
Govea's made it pretty easy for him.
Govea does that. He tends to have good shortstop performances. The 2-1, Hill takes outside, ball 3. You can't walk Hawk Hill.
No, you can't walk the man who's playing at first base in an emergency situation, but Hill staring out there at the mound, and he's cranked up.
The 3-1 pitch, Carnes. Swing and a miss. Hill chased off the outside, and it's 3-2.
Hill wanted that so bad. You could tell on that swing that he was going for the fences, and he's being encouraged now by his dugout.
Carnes, the payoff pitch. All 4 in the dirt. Hawk Hill takes a walk. Unbelievable.
And a heck of a bat flip, too, there, throwing it back towards the dugout.
And speaking of from the dugout, manager Brant Cummings is out to the mound to take his pitcher, Alex Carnes, out. Carnes was tremendous, just a 3-run home run on the ledger, but he leaves Hawk Hill on first base. It looks like Ryan Fleming's going to come in. 3-2 the score when we come back here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Still top of the 7th inning, Ryan Fleming, the new pitcher for the Crawdads. The Mr. Elastic Arm is Ryan Fleming. He pitched just a couple days ago on Friday, went multiple innings. Fleming this season, 4-1 with a 3.69 ERA. First pitch to Alex Leopard on its way, and it's a big slurve just off the outside and a little high, 1-0. Fleming 4-1, a 3.69 ERA, making his 10th appearance. 1 save, 43 strikeouts in 39 innings. He has been very good. The 1-0. Right down the middle with the fastball. Fleming just went 4 2/3 innings 2 days ago and is now back on the mound. He mentioned to me that he recovers quickly, but 4 2/3 innings. The 1-1. Slurve, line to third, and fair past the third base bag. Hill around second. He's going to be held at third. Leopards into second with a stand-up two-out double. Stompers, runners on second and third with 2 outs. In danger of scoring again. Crawdads need to keep the deficit right here. Here's Mikey Bell, the second baseman. Fleming will be allowed to work from the windup here with runners on second and third. He's a little bit better from that windup, though he's been good wherever he throws from this summer. Mikey Bell 0 for 3 today, but has been good recently. First pitch from Fleming is high with a fastball, 1-0. 3-2, Stompers lead, top 7. The Crawdads not needing a win, like I mentioned earlier, but it would go a long way to help their playoff chances. The 1-0. Slurve fouled back, 1-1. And for the Crawdads, it's really kind of it would be demoralizing, I think, if they lost to a team with only 11 active players. 1-1 to Mikey Bell with runners on second and third. Fleming deals. Bell takes upstairs, 2-1. Hill, the runner on third, with Alex Leopard on second and Mikey Bell at the dish. 2-1 to Mikey Bell with 2 outs. Fleming just needing 1 out to get out of this inning. Fleming fires up high, 3-1. You don't want to walk someone to get to Alex Govea, who has been the best player maybe for either team today.
With the plays he's made defensively, I don't think that's an understatement. I think that is a fact.
The 3-1 is a slurve on the outside, 3-2. The pair of Alexes have been tremendous defensively for Sonoma. Leopard making some leaping plays in center field. Govea making some backhanded plays at short. Here, all eyes on Mikey Bell and Ryan Fleming. The 3-2. Slurve fouled back. He stays alive.
I don't know how you make contact with that slurve when Fleming has it, when he's got command of it. It's just so tough to keep track of.
Hawk Hill walked, and then Alex Leopard doubled, and that's why we're here with runners on second and third with 2 outs. The 3-2 on its way to Mikey Bell. Fleming looks in for the sign, nods his head. The 3-2. Inside and high, ball 4. The bases are loaded.
Well, in Fleming's last appearance, he had to come in. The bases were loaded, and he was able to get the job done, but getting himself into some trouble here once again. And he's been a stopper. I almost said stomper. He's
Stopper.
He's been, yeah. He's going to try to be a stopper here this afternoon, but he has been a stopper for the Crawdads. But this is a crucial moment, not just in this ball game, but the Crawdads season.
3-2 the score. Alex Govea 2 for 3 today. Reach base 3 times. First pitch slurve, grounded hard, but just past third and foul. Three to 2 the score. The bases are loaded in the top of the 7th inning. If Fleming can get out of this would be huge. Govea, one of the best hitters in the CCL, an all-star. A pair of all-stars facing each other right now. The 0-1. Slurve, flied into right field. Cummings ranges over, settles under it, makes the catch. The Crawdads escape the inning. A big fist bump from Brian Duroff as he goes over and pumps gloves with Ryan Fleming, who is excited about that one. We'll head bottom 7. Crawdads need to score some runs. 3-2 the score. Crawdads Streaming Network.
for Walnut Creek, third baseman number 2, Ryan Ellis.
Bottom of the 7th inning in the top of the Crawdads order. The new left fielder is Christian Reynolds, who is DHing, so we're assuming that they are just completely nixing the DH spot. Hayden Cruz has taken at bats this year, the pitcher. First pitch to Ryan Ellis is down low, ball 1. He squared to bunt, but took it, and it's 1-0 to Ellie.
So a team that was already thin coming in now loses a position there.
1-0 to Ellis. He squares to bunt again and takes called strike 1. Ellis was showing a bright pink wristband last time he was on the field to protect that right wrist when he was throwing and making some plays out there. 1-1 to Ellie. 3-2, bottom 7. Ellis takes in the dirt, ball 2. Ellis, Corio, and Brome, a trio of lefties to hit against the righty Hayden Cruz. The Stompers only have one other pitcher. It's Hayden Cruz, and
Cruz is the guy they got to go after too. That's the guy who you can really score some runs on.
Ellis pops this up left side. Medina giving chase, and as is Reynolds, but it drops foul. 2-2. Hayden Cruz and Garrett James, the two available arms.
You mentioned, Austin, that they're down to, is this correct? 12 players?
12 players that are listed today. It's here. Let me get it for you.
And one's been ejected.
There are, 14. I forgot that the pitcher wasn't in the lineup. There's 14 players on the lineup card. Jack Kazan's already been taken out. Hayden Cruz is in the game. And Connor Blau has some concussion symptoms, so he's unavailable as the 2-2 is in the dirt, 3-2. So now they are down to 2 players on the bench.
So, I mean, 2 players on the bench, and you would assume that Cruz is probably going to stay out for the rest of the game here?
As long as he can. The Crawdads need to tee off against him. 3-2 to Ellis, who would gladly take a walk here. Cruz fires. Ellis grounds it to second. Bell fields it and throws to first to get Ellis by a step and a half. He was busting it down the line, but he couldn't reach. 1 out.
Second baseman Tyson Corio.
And good for Corio. He's batting left-handed. Much more dangerous from the left side, though he did get a hit from the right side earlier today. He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout.
But we really like lefty Corio.
We do like lefty Corio a lot. Like I mentioned, turning into a star is Tyson Corio. First pitch, he takes called strike 1 at the knees. 0-1. It's an interesting Crawdads approach to not go at Cruz early in the count. He's firing a lot of first pitch strikes. The 0-1. Corio takes in the same spot, strike 2.
Corio's been pretty good at protecting now that he's really surged things with the bat last couple of weeks.
0-2 to Corio. He takes in the dirt, ball 1.
With Cruz having to pitch probably for the rest of this game, the Crawdads should have some opportunities here. He's not been great this season.
The 1-2. Corio fouls it off to the left.
I think Corio's just waiting on that perfect pitch here and going to take a Ryan Brome, a Brome-esque approach where he just fights pitches off until he gets the one that he really likes.
1-2. Way outside. Gets by the catcher. 2-2.
Not going to swing at that pitch.
So Cruz taking some time to rub up the baseball. Pitch missed. 4 or 5 feet.
Yeah, that's pretty nice of you.
Just a little
Austin. Yeah,
outside.
just as Michael Barabald said, just a bit outside.
The 2-2, Corio takes this one a little closer, but still pretty far outside, 3-2.
Sometimes that slider can run away from pitchers. They're trying to, or it was a curveball.
I think it was a fastball.
It was fastball. Well, it had some, looked like he was trying to start a slider and bring it back in.
The 3-2, Corio hits a high fly ball to right field. McCoy coming in, makes the catch for out number 2. Here's Ryan Brome.
But sometimes these pitchers, they can try to find that outside corner, whether it's a slider, fastball, it doesn't matter what the pitch is. And especially with someone like Cruz, who has not been effective this season for the Stompers, they can start it outside and they're looking to paint it, and it just misses everything.
Here's Ryan Brome. First pitch down and in with a fastball, 1-0. The Crawdads down by 1, but running out of outs. Just 7 outs to play with, down by a run. They have 9 hits, but just 2 runs to show for it. The 1-0. Brome takes at the base of the zone, called strike 1. For a lot of these guys, I'm upset when they take first pitch strikes, but for Brome, you know he's going to battle with 2 strikes no matter what. The 1-1. Brome, ground ball up the middle. On the backhand, Bell. Jump throw to first. It is in time. What a play by Mikey Bell. Wow. Brome is retired. We'll head to the top of the 8th. The Crawdads still trail 3-2 when we come back on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Top of the 8th inning here in Danville, California. Josh Medina to lead off for Sonoma, who lead 3-2. Somewhat inexplicably, the Crawdads, in a game they should be winning, in a game they need. First pitch to Josh Medina, who's done all the damage today, but it's a big slurve that wraps around the outside edge, 0-1. Three to 2 the score. The 0-1 to Medina is just a little low, ball 1. Ryan Fleming used the Home Depot music to come out to the field for his 8th inning of work. His request, a little odd. But when you're pitching like Ryan Fleming, I guess you can do what you want. The 1-1 is a slurve, just a little low, ball 2. Alex Leopard, the center fielder for the Stompers, warming up in the bullpen. He has pitched multiple times this summer and might do the same here against the Crawdads, though Hayden Cruz has been very solid. The 2-1. Medina takes called strike 2, painted on the inner edge. The count evens at 2 apiece. Fleming gave up a hit, walked a batter in his first inning of work as the 2-2 is a high pop-up to center field. Schmidt, some of the first action he's had, he makes the catch for out number 1. A good start to frame number 2 for Ryan Fleming, and he'll face the next batter, Colton Lamonto. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors for Sonoma. 2 runs on 9 hits and an error for the Crawdads. And really, it's been a pretty clean game so far. It's been a quick-paced game, but the Crawdads, they need a win here. First pitch to Colton Lamonto is swung on and missed, a sinker that dives towards the back foot of Lamonto, and it's 1-0. Lamonto 0 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. Behind in the count, 0-1. Fleming from the first base side sets just below the belt and delivers the 0-1 right there at the bottom of the strike zone, and it's 0-2. Fleming works quickly. He's immediately ready. The 0-2. Slurve just misses outside, 1-2. One and 2 to Colton Lamont, who's already struck out once today. DeGero sets outside. Fleming fires, and this pitch is lined right into left field. Rome bobbles it. Lamonto takes an aggressive turnaround first, but he'll stay right there. Not wanting to test the arm of Brome, a base hit for Colton Lamonto, and he'll pass the bat to McCoy.
Right fielder Jake McCoy.
Jake McCoy 0 for 3 today. The 6th hit of the game for Sonoma, who lead Walnut Creek 3-2 here in the top of the 8th with a runner on first, 1 out. Fleming from the stretch, first pitch to McCoy, swung on and missed. A massive slurve, and there is nothing that McCoy could have done with that one. Oh and 1, the same count Fleming was in to Lamonto, the last batter. He fires off the outside, 1-1. Tried to get a chase on a fastball. Did he go? No, he did not, says Matt Bullis. As the first base coach finally trots out to first base. 3 batters in. 1-1. Fleming, ground ball up the middle, base hit. 2 straight hits. Lamonto will hold up at second base, not wanting to test the arm of Coleman Schmidt. And a pinch hitter will be sent up for Nick Mueller. Davis Kopp. Davis Kopp is not on the lineup card. Here's Davis Kopp, who is not listed on the lineup card we got today.
Hitting for Sonoma, number 17, Davis Kopp.
Davis Kopp, normally a catcher. First pitch to Kopp is a slurve, called strike 1. Oh, 1 to Kopp. Oh, 1. Fleming delivers. Kopp lines this one over third. Ellis can't corral it. A base hit, and a run's going to come home to score. The throw to third is not in time, and it's 4-2. For a guy that's not on the lineup card, Davis Kopp does some damage. And manager Britt Cummings now out of the dugout, and he's going to argue it. So the play is going to stand. Davis Kopp, who was not on the lineup card, is allowed to reach with a hit. And it'll bring up Christian Reynolds. So the Crawdads in need of a comeback. First pitch to Reynolds. Chopper to short, could be two. Calvillo has to wait on it. A high hop. He's only going to go to first, but he gets the out, and it's 5-2. The Stompers have a 3-run lead here in the top of the 8th, and the Crawdads needed a win today. It's not looking great. Here's Hawk Hill. Hill 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch is a slurve off the outside, 1-0. We apologize for that little break. I was trying to figure out what was going on the field. Looked like there was a discussion between manager Cummings and the home plate umpire about whether Davis Kopp was or was not on the lineup card. The 1-0 is right there on the inside, 1-1. The 1-1 to Hawk Hill, the first baseman. Fleming deals a fastball right there, strike 2. Eighth inning, 5-2 the score. Fleming with Tajero setting on the outside. A ground ball up the middle. Fleming behind his back, stops it at his feet. He takes his time and throws to first to get Hawk Hill for the 3rd out of the inning. But Sonoma has 2 runs come home to score. We'll head bottom 8. The Crawdads need some runs here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Crawdads need a miracle. They're down 3 with just 6 outs to spare. And a game that should potentially just be a 3-2 game. Davis Kopp came in to pinch hit, though he wasn't listed on the lineup card. Now the Crawdads need to come back against Alex Leopard, who started the game in center field, now moves to the pitching mound. Leopard hasn't pitched much this summer. 6 2/3 inning is a 6.75 ERA, but 14 strikeouts in those 6 2/3 innings. Leopard's been pretty solid. Last time he pitched was about 2 weeks ago in a 7-2 loss against Healdsburg. He went an inning, gave up a walk, but struck out 3. The first time he pitched this summer was against the Crawdads in that dreaded June 9th game where he gave up 3 runs in just an inning. He'll be facing Coleman Schmidt to lead it off, followed by Brian Duroff. Crawdads need some base runners and then figure it out from there. Leopard throws his final warm-up pitch. The new center fielder is Tucker McEnroe, who was listed on the lineup card.
Bottom of the 8th inning for Walnut Creek, center fielder number 27, Coleman Schmidt.
Coleman Schmidt, Brian Duroff, and Cam Calvillo to hit for the Crawdads. Trailing 5-2. The Crawdads need some magic. Schmitty, 0 for 3 today. We'll see what he can do against a new pitcher from the left side, Alex Leopard. First pitch that Leopard throws is in the dirt, ball 1. What might fare well for the Crawdads is right now, Tucker McEnroe in center field. He's a right fielder or a corner outfielder traditionally. The left fielder in Reynolds is a catcher traditionally. The first baseman's a pitcher, and so the Crawdads just need to start putting some balls in play. The pitcher is a center fielder. The 1-0. Schmidt grounds it to short. Govea in the hole is up with it. His throw to first is a little just in time to get out number 1. Govea has to make an absolutely perfect throw over to Hawk Hill at first, and he does. And there's 1 out. Here's Brian Duroff, who's 2 for 3 today. Hit a ball to center deep last time, but was retired. He's seeing the ball very well. Leopard nods his head, works from the stretch. First pitch to Duroff is fouled off. Back to the screen, 0-1. Five to 2 the score, bottom of the 8th inning. The Crawdads now with only 5 outs to play with, score 3 runs. Leopard nods his head. A high set. He throws. Duroff takes just a little low. Ball 1. One and 1 to Duroff. Leopard delivers. Duroff lines it to center field, but McEnroe is right there. Takes a couple steps in. Snags it for the second out. Here's Cam Calvillo, who's 2 for 3, having another good day. Hit an absolute rocket to left field his last time that somehow died in the wind. It looked like it was one of the furthest home runs that the Crawdads had hit this whole year. Instead, didn't even get out. But he's seeing the ball well. First pitch on its way. Leopard kicks and delivers. Calvillo takes strike 1 on the inside, 0-1. The 0-1. Calvillo, ground ball, second base. Bell fumbles it, throws to first, high, and over the head of Hawk Hill at first base. But staying at first is Calvillo. A base hit, the 3rd of the day for Cam Calvillo. And they're saying it went out of play. Cam Calvillo is going to head to second base. Zach Pace is out coming to talk. Cam Calvillo's standing on second base. He thinks he's right, and he is. Zach Pace goes back to the dugout. So, a runner on second for the Crawdads. Still trailing 5-2. Tajero 1 for 3 today. Needing another big hit here. He hit a flare to right field in his last at-bat. Now with a runner on second and 2 outs. Lefty on lefty. Leopard. First pitch in the dirt. Snagged behind the plate by Lamonto, 1-0. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Crawdads 4 outs away from being handed a loss and losing that winning streak. Stompers looking to play spoiler as they have done recently. The 1-0. Tajero takes on the outside with a slider, 1-1. Tajero, wide open stance from the left side, waves the bat right next to his back ear. The 1-1. Tajero takes outside, ball 2. Two balls and 1 strike to the catcher, Zach Tajero, who does a good job of putting the ball in play, though he has struck out once today. Cam Calvillo on second base, 3-hit day for him. He has been very good. But Tajero trying to bring him home. The 2-1. Tajero, high fly ball to center field. Gouveia going back out from his shortstop position. Now a triangle, but coming in and making the catch is Reynolds for the 3rd out of the inning. Cam Calvillo, a 2-out hit, and an error strands him on second base. The Crawdads head to the top of the 9th, trailing by 3. Top of the 9th inning, 5-2. The Crawdads trail in a game that they need to win. And the new pitcher for the Crawdads is the righty Zach Button. Button making his 7th appearance of the summer. 14 innings, a 4.5 ERA, 10 strikeouts to 9 walks in those 14 and a third. Button will be facing Alex Leopard, who is the pitcher right now. Leopard will be followed by Bell and Gouveia. Leopard 2 for 4 today with a strikeout. First pitch. Leopard squares to bunt, but it's foul. 0-1. In the bottom of the 9th, the Crawdads will have Joe Barnhart, Casey Cummings, and Ryan Ellis. Trailing by at least 3. Button looking to hold it there. The 0-1 is a little low, 1-1. Button's 1-1 pitch. Leopard fouls it off, back to the left, 1-2. The Stompers, should this game hold up, will improve to 11-22 in conference, while the Crawdads will fall to 17-16, But the Crawdads trying to take care of business and extend their second place lead over Lincoln. Button, the 1-2. High pop-up on the infield. Corio and Duroff on the right side talking about it. Duroff under it. makes the catch for the first out. Using Joey Donnelly's first baseman mitt today is Brian Duroff. You can see the Cal emblem on it. And there's one out.
Second baseman, Mikey Bell.
Here's Mikey Bell, the second baseman today. Bell 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Defense straight up with Ellis hugging the line slightly toward on third base. First pitch is fouled off to the right. 0-1. Crawdads need a miracle. The 0-1 from Button is flied into right field, shallow, foul territory. Duroff has room right by the Crawdads bullpen and snags it for the second out of the inning. A nice play by Brian Duroff. He's had a couple of those today after struggling early in the summer with his defense at first base. Has looked very good today, very comfortable. And now Alex Gavea. Gavea 0 for 2. Excuse me, 2 for 4. 0 for his last 2. He had 2 hits to start the game and has gone a little quiet since. Button. First pitch is off the outside with a slurve. 1-0. 5-2 the score. Crawdads trail here in the top of the 9th inning. The 1-0 is just off the inside. 2-0. Button behind in the count by 2. He deals off the outside and low, 3-0. 5 runs on 8 hits and an error for Sonoma. 2 runs on 10 hits and an error for Walnut Creek. That error didn't come back to bite them. It was just a lack of scoring with runners in scoring position. The 3-0, right down the middle. Gavea squared to bunt, but took it. 3-1. I think if you look back, a situation where Duroff singled and Calvillo doubled to lead off an inning and then unable to score with the Crawdads, and that was really detrimental to them if they were to fall. The 3-1 is fouled to the right, 3-2. That duo of Duroff and Calvillo, a combined 5 for 8 with a pair of doubles. They've been, or excuse me, a home run and a double. They have together been very good. But other than that, not a ton of offense from the Crawdads. Button to Gavea. The 3-2. Fly ball to center field. Schmidt under it. Makes the catch for out number 3. 5-2 the score when we head to the bottom of the 9th. Barnhart, Cummings, and Ellis due up here on the Crawdads streaming network. Bottom of the 9th inning, the Crawdads have come back time and time again. Can they do it in their last home game of the year? Jack Ben Shoshan will pinch hit for the Crawdads, who trail 5-2. Ben Show, so far, has had a very solid summer, 247, averaged a home run, 10 batted in. He had an RBI triple in last night's win against Lincoln. Still Alex Leopard on the mound, trying to get a 6-out save, is the big lefty. First pitch to Jack Ben Shoshan is in the dirt, 1-0. The Crawdads need a base runner. Of course, with Jack Ben Shoshan up, no matter how hard he would try, he can't hit a 3-run home run with no runners on base. Cummings, and Ellis. The 1-0 to Ben Shoshan is called strike one on the outside. Show thought it was a little outside, but called strike. 1-1. Leopard nods his head, now readies, above the belt, below the letters. The 1-1. Line drive to right field, but hooking and foul. Past the Crawdads bullpen, 1-2. Jack Ben Shoshan, who is a threat to strike out. He has 22 of them to just 12 walks this summer. Trying to put the ball in play here. The 1-2 to Ben Shoshan. Leopard. A high set. And the 1-2. Ben Shoshan strikes out swinging. A fastball on the outside. He goes down for the 23rd time. Now 2 outs away are the Crawdads.
Right fielder Casey Cummings.
Cummings having another strong day at the plate is 1 for 2. Hit a ball hard to dead center his last time, but well died at the track. First pitch is a big breaker that's left up high. 1-0. Ryan Ellis waits on deck with Tyson Corio in the hole. Crawdads need 2 base runners to really start thinking about coming back in this one. 1-0 to Cummings. Leopard delivers. Cummings takes down low, checks swing. Did he go? No, he did not, said Matt Bullis. 2-0. Casey Cummings would definitely take a walk in this scenario. The 2-0 to Cummings is in the dirt and inside, 3-0. So Cummings, 3-0, definitely has the red light with the Crawdads needing base runners here in the bottom of the 9th inning, down 3. Leopard yet to walk a batter today. The 3-0 is in the dirt. 4-pitch walk to Casey Cummings. So, 1 base runner. It's a good start for the Crawdads with 1 out. Here's Ryan Ellis, the 3rd baseman. Ellis struggling a little bit today, 1 for 4, his only single on a bunt. We'll see if he tries to place one down here. The left side of the infield is all the way back. If he were able to push one into right where the shortstop is supposed to be playing, that would be a base hit likely. We'll see what he can do. Cummings on first, a lot of speed. So does Ellis at the plate. First pitch to Ellis. Up high, ball 1. Now Medina comes in to protect the bunt. The 1-0. Ellis leaves it up high, 2-0. A mound visit now called by Colton Lamonto behind the plate. He'll go talk to Alex Leopard after throwing 6 straight balls. It's 2-0 to Ellis when play resumes. Lamonto back to his spot behind the plate. Casey Cummings on first base, 5-2 the score. The Crawdads trail. Bottom of the 9th inning, 2 outs to score 3 runs, and the Crawdads hope more. The 2-0. Called strike one on the inside. Ellis turned his back to it, but took it, and it's 2-1. So Leopard able to find the zone after 6 straight balls. Now trying to do the same here. Ellis still ahead, 2-1, with Cummings on first. Leopard kicks and deals. Ellis swings and misses. A fastball on the outside, 2-2. Two and 2 to Ellis. Cummings on first. Leopard, the mound. He fires. Up high with a slider. Ellis takes it. Good eye, and it's 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes to Ellis. We'll see if there's anything going on with Cummings at first base. He does have the speed, but of course the Crawdads not wanting to give up and out here. The 3-2 to Ryan Ellis from Alex Leopard. Cummings does not go. The pitch is outside, ball 4. Ryan Ellis works a walk. Wow. Here's Tyson Corio, the tying run now at the plate for the Crawdads. Still trailing by 3. Starting to believe a little more. Cummings on second, Ellis on first, Corio the hitter. Corio today 1 for 4, but he's hitting from the right side. First pitch to Corio is chopped at off the shins of Corio. He's in pain. Corio tries to shake it off. He's limping, hobbling behind the plate. Definitely in pain. He'll go into a little bit of a squat. We'll see if Corio can continue in this game. I know he's a fighter. He wants to play. He's behind in the count 0-1. He'll take a practice swing from the right side. And now he's ready. He'll step back in the right-handed batter's box with an 0-1 count. He fouled that ball so hard right off his shins. Now he's behind in the count 0-1. Leopard delivers. Corio lines it over second base into right field. McCoy is up with it. He's going to throw into the cutoff man, Hawk Hill, but holding at third is Casey Cummings, and the bases are loaded. Here's Ryan Brome with the bases loaded and just 1 out. And a mound visit from manager Zach Pace. He'll come out to the mound, a slow walk from the third base side dugout. Casey Cummings on third, Ryan Ellis on second. Tyson Corio just laced a single into right field. He's on first. Ryan Brome, the hitter. If there's anyone on this Crawdads team you want up in this situation, it's these 3. Ryan Brome, Coleman Schmidt, Brian DeRoff, your next 3 hitters. Zach Pace on the mound, talking to his lefty, Alex Leopard. Along with Colton Lamonto, the bases are loaded. 5-2 the score. Brome took a ball deep to left field earlier in the game. That was caught at the warning track. Play is resuming. Ryan Brome, the hitter. Brome 1 for 4 today. Against Alex Leopard. Leopard has rarely gone over an inning. This will be one of his longest appearances of the summer, and after playing a full game in center field, you wonder how much gas he has in the tank. No one warming up for the Stompers. First pitch to Brome. Right there at the base of the zone on an off-speed pitch, 0-1. Brome has the ability to completely change this game. The left fielder, Reynolds, playing shallow and far from the line. A lot of speed on the bases. 0-1 to Brome is called strike 2 on the outside, a similar slider, and it's 0-2. Brome doesn't strike out a lot, hasn't struck out today, but Leopard looking to set him down here. He comes set. The 0-2. Off the outside in the dirt, stopped by Lamonto. A beautiful play by the catcher, and it's 1-2. Bases are loaded, just one out. Leopard in agreement with his catcher Lamonto. The 1-2. Brome takes in the dirt. A nice slider. Brome took it. No, he did not, says the second base umpire. And the count evens at 2. Cummings on third, Ellis on second, Corio on first. 2-2 to Ryan Brome. Leopard nods his head. Finds the sign he wants. Now time called by Brome in the box. Leopard was taking a long time to get set. And we'll do the 2-2. Bases loaded, 5-2 the score, bottom of the 9th inning. The Crawdads trailing by 3. Leopard comes set. The 2-2 to Brome. Comes in and hits him. Off the hand. Brome's going to take first. A run comes home to score. Right now, Zach Pace comes out to argue if he swung, if it was a foul ball. But for now, Casey Cummings touches home plate. He scores, makes it 5-3. We'll see if this stands. And the umpires are going to come together and discuss. I think there's a discussion whether Brome swung the bat or not on that pitch. But clearly the ball hit his hand. The question now is just, did he swing or did he hold up? And it looks like this will be a quicker visit. And they're going to send Brome to first. Casey Cummings comes home to score. The score is now 5-3. And if there's anyone you want in this situation, it's Coleman Schmidt. Still a lot of speed on the bases. Ellis on third, Corio on second, Brome on first. Coleman Schmidt, the hitter. Schmidt's 0 for 4 today, but he has the ability to change the game with just one swing of the bat. The tying run on second. Brome, the possible winning run on first. First pitch coming up to Coleman Schmidt. Leopard fires. Schmidt swings through a fastball up in the zone, 0-1. Schmidt has already grounded into a double play today. A double play, of course, right now would be killer. The Crawdads, 2 outs. They trail by, 1 out. They trail by 2 with the bases loaded. Leopard throws. Schmidt flies it to right, but foul. Now it's 0-2 to Coleman Schmidt. The wind is really picked up now, blowing in towards home plate. So Schmidt just has to put some good wood on the ball and try to find a hole in the outfield. The base is loaded, 0-2 to Schmidt. Leopard comes set. The 0-2. Schmidt takes up high, ball 1. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Ellis on second, Ellis on third, Corio on second, Brome on first. 1-2 to Coleman Schmidt. Leopard, a high set. Base is loaded. The 1-2. Schmidt takes on the outside corner, strike 3. Leopard's able to wrap the slider over the outside edge, and now there's 2 down. It was a pitch that might have been outside, but a little too close for comfort for Coleman Schmidt.
First baseman Brian Duroff.
And here's Brian Duroff. Duroff 2 for 4 today, with a home run and a ball that nearly cleared the fence in center field. He's seeing the ball well against Alex Leopard. The tying run, Corio on second. The potential winning run, Brome on first. First pitch, Duroff, ground ball. Third base through the hole. Ellis comes home. Corio right behind him. Here's the throw. Not in time. Brian Duroff, 2 RBI single. The Dads tie it in the 9th. It's 5 apiece. Have yourself a day, Brian Duroff. What a comeback for the Crawdads. Zach Pace out from the dugout. He'll go talk to his defense. Brian Duroff, his 3rd RBI of the day. This game is all tied up. A new pitcher's going to come in. Alex Leopard is taken out of the game. We'll see where he moves. We'll see who the new pitcher is. 5-5 the score when we come back here on the Crawdads Streaming Network.
Shortstop Cameron Calvillo.
Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network. Cam Calvillo at the dish with a runner on second and a runner on first. The new pitcher, Mikey Bell. First pitch. Calvillo lines this one into left field. A fair ball. Here comes Brome. This game is over. Another walk-off win for the Crawdads. Cam Calvillo walks it off in the final home game of the year. Down 5-2 going into the 9th. The Crawdads win. Cam Calvillo walks it off for the Crawdads in just his 7th game in a Crawdads uniform. What a season for Walnut Creek. Unbelievable win for the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Zach Button gets the win. He comes out in the 9th inning and throws 3 up, 3 down, and the Crawdads, trailing by 3, find a way to walk it off and extend their lead to a game and a half over second place Lincoln. What an unbelievable season from the Walnut Creek Crawdads to this point. They want to keep playing. These Crawdads want to go to the playoffs, and they showed it here today.
Once again, thanks for coming out and spending your Sunday with us.
5 runs on 8 hits and an error for Sonoma. 6 runs, 13 hits and an error. The walk-off winner for Cam Calvillo. The Crawdads win it 6-5 here in Danville. The Crawdads' next game will be Tuesday against Healdsburg. We will be there on the coverage. We will see you then. For Alon to say, I'm Austin Oda.